You've been with Coach Rick now for several practices. What do you like about how he runs things, or how long has it been to get used to his kind of way things too?
Yeah, he's a great guy. You know, you start building that relationship since he took the job, and seeing how he did it in spring and then all through summer workouts and stuff, and now to here, he's just a pro with the way he runs and operates everything. It's really good.
Nick, how's your shoulder? Has it affected you at all first few days of camp? Or?
No, not all. My shoulder's 100%. It's good. It's good to be back. It sucks sitting out. So.
Nick Pratt at the ACC days, he was saying that he was very frustrated last season because some of the fans would say things about the O-line. He said no one knew how hurt all of you were, and he couldn't really say anything. And he said that you played against, you know, he talked about whiplash and stuff like that.
Right.
You saw that, and he said it made him upset, but he couldn't say anything. Can you, like, how hard was that, man?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I understand where he's coming from. You know, we're all brothers. We all see what we all put in. I mean, I had really bad whiplash and stuff, and of course, not a lot of people know what's going on behind the scenes and stuff. And you know, Sonny last year, Danny, myself, a lot of guys were playing through injuries. Alex, everyone, Trevor. So, I mean, that sense you don't really pay attention to that stuff. You just got to deal with your own pain. It's a physical game. You got to move on.
Nick, how much of it is a source of pride to just kind of fight through that? Because I know that Brad felt it.
Right.
Just the pride of I've got to go out there and take care of my guy.
Right. I mean, like I said, the whole thing of Brotherhood. I mean, my pain isn't worth as much as, you know, other guys' pain. If I'm sitting out, if I'm missing a rep, or if I take a play off because I'm hurting, that's gonna get him hurt. That's gonna get someone else hurt. You know.
What was that like? Like, how much did that hurt when you were doing that last year, FSU? You guys almost won that game.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Yeah, it sucked. You know, it happened the first quarter. I pulled around and then hit one of the linebackers straight up, and then my adrenaline was going pretty much the whole game. And then once you kind of get back in the locker room and your nerves are settling down, you're relaxing a little bit. You know, I kind of started stiffening up, and that's when I felt it. But I mean, that whole week I worked with the training room and stuff like that just to get ready to go for the next week. I think it was VT.
Yeah, but now you're feeling fine?
Oh yeah, now I'm good. My shoulders are good. Everything's good.
What kind of difference will that make? How much better do you think this line will perform, especially with Brad knowing the responsibility you have?
Yeah. We'll all be healthy. We'll be capable of, you know, moving a certain way and performing a certain way, and that'll give him. I mean, we'll be better, and that'll give him, you know, confidence to sit in the pocket and make those reads and hit those throws.
What kind of responsibility is that, knowing that he's one of the best, you know, quarterbacks in the nation?
Yeah, of course, we take pride in that. You know, I mean, you guys know how good he is, so we like keeping him off the ground, you know, and that's our job, and that's what we've since last season. We knew we had to pick up on certain things here and there, and we knew we had to improve. So that's what we were focused on this whole off season, is keeping him clean.
Did you say what your body fat was now and how much you weigh?
I'm 302, and my body fat's about 24%.
What were you last season?
I forget, probably about 27, something like that.
Some of the other guys on the line mentioned that they feel dramatically better physically,
right?
Because they've slimmed down. Tell me about the nutrition program you guys went through this summer. What was that like? What was the change like for the group? I heard you guys went grocery shopping together.
Yeah. They hired Kyle Bellamy as our nutritionist, and he's doing a great job. You know, you see, I don't know if you guys see over there, but we have all that fruit and stuff laid out, and all the protein, and all our shakes and smoothies and all that kind of stuff. And then I mean, obviously when we're here, he has his hand in it. He can give us all that good stuff, but he was worried about what we were doing outside the building. So I know he went with the O-line a couple times. I think he went with the linebackers too, and a couple other groups. We went to Trader Joe's, and we went to Publix too.
I was gonna say, what's the reaction like when this coach walks in with a bunch of giant linemen into Publix or Trader Joe's? Like, were people looking at you guys?
That was my first time at Trader Joe's. I mean, I'm not supposed to, whatever, you know, what is it called?
You're not supposed to have the cookie book.
I'm not supposed to advertise, yeah, like Brad and Smoothie King, but no, I'm just kidding.
But you go in, I mean, were people looking at you guys like, what is happening here?
Yeah, a couple people came up, and then the people that were working helped us out and stuff, and I mean, Kyle's been there a bunch, so they were all explaining stuff, and like, you know, how the store is.
You yourself used to eat pretty healthy though?
Yeah, I've always been a pretty good eater.
Okay.
You know, you always can do better, and then, you know, on top of the whole strength program now, a lot of guys made some really good changes in the off season to their bodies and stuff.
I apologize, I walked in late. Did you say what exactly happened to your shoulder? I know it was at FSU, right?
It was kind of just like a wear and tear kind of deal. It wasn't like an exact moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just had to get some stuff cleaned up at the end of the season.
But it was bad against FSU or something, or
He was talking about she was talking about like a whiplash.
oh,
Something
that's
different,
right. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's right. What Brad told me.
Uh-huh.
What did it mean to you guys as a line for Brad to kind of stand up and say, hey, you know, they were dealing with some stuff because it's, you know, you guys aren't going to sit here and complain to us every week. But what
Right.
did it mean for Brad to say that?
Right. I mean, it's just what we all, you know, I kind of touched on this earlier, but it's just like what we already know, that everyone cares about each other. I mean, this is a physical game, you know, it's war when we go out there, it's battle. So just that everyone cares and, you know, really loves each other, that when we go out there, everyone's laying down the line for each other.
Nick, a year ago there was so much to be made of the fact that like when the season started, you guys had a combined 22 starts.
Right.
A year later, how different does it feel to be out here with guys that now have so much more game experience?
Right. I mean, you really can't. I mean, you can when you're not kind of seasoned and you're your first year starting, or whatever. You don't really have that you know, that edge to you yet. I mean, you can prepare as much as you want, but once you finally get in there and you're playing in front of 60, 70, 80,000 people, this is happening, that's happening, the calls are going this way, that way, an emotional game. That's when you really bond, and that's when you really get going. And you know, I mean, guys like, I mean, you look at myself, you look at Sonny, we come from literally the other side of the world from each other, and stuff like that brings us so close. We're each other's brothers, you know what I'm saying? So now going into this year, I know what he's thinking when that happens. He knows what I'm thinking when this happens. That kind of idea.